Kidnapping. This video is probably the scariest I have ever seen, as it captures a real kidnapping. A woman can be seen frantically knocking at a random door and screaming for help. Shortly after, a man walks up to the woman and begins to drag her away by force. He tells her to get in his car while the woman is still pleading for help.
Please, no, please.
Luckily, the man was later identified as Viktor Kucic, and the woman was saved. Viktor was charged with third-degree felony kidnapping. Car theft. What you can see here is a woman coming home from work. Shortly after unlocking her door and entering her home, several masked individuals rush towards the door and invade her home. The two robbers demanded the woman's car keys. After she gave it up, they ran back outside, right back to her car, and finally drove off in the stolen vehicle.
Don't move. Don't scare him.
Following this recording, the stolen car got into a traffic stop. But the robbers obviously decided to try and flee from the police. What ensued was a police chase through the dark and rainy night, but the police ultimately lost the car. However, a few days later, the perpetrators were caught. The lead robber who confronted the woman was charged with motor vehicle theft, armed robbery, and home invasion. Killer Clown. This footage was captured all the way back in 2016, most likely during that whole Killer Clown hype. Here, the camera captured the exact moment such a creepy clown is creeping towards a door. They are obviously method acting with their slow walk and constant head tilt, so it is very likely that they intended to scare the homeowners with some creepy camera footage. After being done with his little act, the clown leaves the scene rather quickly. Although the clown probably wasn't dangerous, this footage would have been quite the scary sight for the homeowner, especially if they didn't like clowns. The Looter. This strange clip originated from Arizona and shows a strange man entering a house's porch. Strange because the man is wielding a hammer, an axe, and an actual sword. However, he only stole some decoration from outside the house and left. The fire. This footage shows the early stages of a large fire right next to the house with the doorbell camera. At this point, the homeowner was still asleep and unaware of the impending danger. Luckily, the man was woken up by several notifications about movement in front of his house. He saw the fire on the footage, got a fire extinguisher, and tried to put the fire out.
Oh! Ow!
However, at this point, it was too late to extinguish the fire all by yourself. The homeowner finally saved his own life and escaped through the back door. This case is a popular example of how a doorbell camera can actually save your life. Candyman. In this clip, you can see a man selling candy going door to door. The homeowner actually opened the door for the man, not knowing the danger that awaited him. She purchased some of his candy before suddenly 3 more men show up and rush towards the door. With the candy man standing right on her doorstep, it is impossible for the woman to close the door in time. What followed was obviously a robbery of the woman's home. As you probably noticed, the whole selling candy thing was just a setup. The homeowner let her guard down, they invaded her home, and left with some of her belongings. Additional footage captured by other cameras shows another 2 attempts to pull off this scam shortly before this woman was robbed. Woman with knife. After receiving a message on his phone that movement was detected on his front door, the homeowner checked the footage, but he probably didn't expect to see this. An old woman with a knife was just standing outside his door. She is constantly shifting her body weight and is looking around, making her seem rather anxious, if not paranoid. If this was some crazy person wielding a knife, this situation could become dangerous. After about 2 minutes of failed attempts to ring the doorbell, the footage cuts off. It isn't known who that woman was or why she approached this house in the first place. The most popular explanations include a crazy person or maybe a drug addict. Wrong door. This next clip was recorded in Florida after a strange man showed up in front of another man's door. The man covered his face with sunglasses, a bandana, and a baseball cap. But most importantly, he is holding a handgun. The man claimed that he had lost his dog and that he would like to search the homeowner's backyard for it. The homeowner, of course, refused this request and sent the man away.
We can't answer the door right now, but if you'd like to leave a message, you can do it now.
Hey, just wondered if you guys saw a lost puppy. He's a pit bull, blue nose. I believe he came in your yard, but I don't want to look without your permission.
Hey, you at the wrong house, dog.
Alright.
Judging by the fact that the man was holding a handgun, it is pretty clear that he had planned to rob the place, or worse. There were actually several police reports talking about the same man also trying to get inside other homes. However, the police weren't able to identify the man because of all the clothes he was wearing to cover his face. The salesman. The footage here shows a supposed door-to-door salesman waiting on a porch. The house owner used the camera speaker to question the salesman. The salesman then asked if this was the Robinsons' house, but after being told that it's not, the man just went away.
This is the Robinsons residence at 712?
No, you're at the wrong house. It's 721.
Oh, I apologize for that.
Police confirmed that this man had done something similar many times, but never actually committed any crimes. So it isn't known why he does this, but most likely he was fishing for houses he could potentially rob later on. Burning neighborhood. You can only see it by looking at the street lighting, but their neighbor's house was actually on fire. Since the houses are in close proximity, the house with the camera was also at risk of catching fire. In the video, you can see other neighbors rushing towards the camera, hoping to wake up the homeowners before the fire reaches their home.
Hey guys, yeah. If their house is on fire.
I know, I'm knocking on the door. There's nobody answering. Can I help you?
The house next door to you is on fire. Your house is almost on fire.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Luckily, the screams and the loud banging was enough to wake the homeowners. Everyone left the house and their children were brought to the neighbors. In the end, only a few trees and a small part of the garage caught fire, ultimately sparing the house.